Zwei Seiten, ganz genau.
Die kriegt vielleicht zwischen 6 und 8.
Ja. You've been in Etosha National Park for all of what, 5 minutes?
Yes.
And probably one of the best lion sightings that I've ever seen. Not that I've seen that many, but that was incredible. Sunrise light.
It was just, yeah, luck at first sight.
5 little babies.
Yeah.
5 little cubs.
Little cubs.
2 females, 1 male. Beautiful mane. Perfect sunrise light. That was stunning. Incredible.
More to come. Das ist eine Herde, da ist nur ein Bursche damit. Dieser hier. Ein Sekretär.
Amazing birds. Come on, turn around. Yeah, this is great. Just wait here.
Wasserloch sind, dann seht ihr sie. Well, it's a lovely day in Etosha.
Whew, it is hot. It's probably about 4 o'clock, going on 30 degrees Celsius, and the sun is just beating down, but I've got this sweet safari shirt to keep me nice and cool. And yeah, it's been a really, really amazing introduction to Etosha, especially for the group. We've gotten very, very lucky with the wildlife today. I mean, that first lion sighting with the pride and the 5 cubs and the male and the 2 females was just out of this world at sunrise. So that was really, really cool. And since then, we've been cruising through the park. We've probably covered like 75 kilometers or something. It's been pretty far. And we've just done multiple stops seeing zebra, giraffe, oryx, springbok, tons of different wildlife, lots of birds too, which is really cool. So a lot of really good footage that I hope you've enjoyed in this video. And now we're at this place called Namutomi, which is a campsite sort of in the middle of the park. And when we arrived, I saw this castle that you can kind of see. We're just walking away from it there. And I thought to myself, shit, I think I've been there before. I traveled Namibia back in 2012 and we stayed here. I was traveling with 3 Australian girls and 1 Dutch guy, and we stayed here at this camp. And I just got these amazing sunset photos. And we went up to the top of the tower and I was like, wait, this is exactly where that was, which is really cool for me and a fun story to share with you. Some old photos from way back in 2012, and you be the judge on this photographer and how I've changed since then, from this video to these old photos.
Very interesting. You see, so it's female.
He's looking at us. It's day number 2 in Etosha National Park here in Namibia, and as you can see, we are once again super lucky. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about exactly what it is that I've been hired to come here to do and share with you sort of my tips and tricks on how to capture a travel experience through photography and videography. Alright, we've just rocked up on a pair of leopards, and this is another outstanding wildlife sighting. I'll see if I can jack up the stop here. So you should be able to see one of them just lying down on the road just there. And there's 2 juveniles. The other one's back in the tree behind that one. And this is another outstanding wildlife sighting for the group. We've been here now for like probably 15 minutes, so long so that the guys have started to eat because it's breakfast time. So just hanging out, having breakfast with 2 leopards, you know, normal Namibia things. But going to the content of shooting, I wanted to utilize the 7200 here on Safari, and I know that that's not really like enough lens. You should probably have a bigger telephoto. 100 to 400 would be ideal with a 2x converter, or even a 600 mil if you wanted to go that far, which obviously I can't afford. But the 7200, funny enough, on the Canon EOS R has a 4K crop in video mode, and that is extremely useful when doing wildlife work and even actually landscapes. But in this case, I've been able to get really close to these leopards with that 4K crop and getting some stunning video footage for the client, Africa Ventura, also Ventura Travel in Berlin. Those are the ones who have hired me to come down here. So I'm going to use this footage in the like the promotional video that I'm creating that they're going to host on the Africa Ventura website to hopefully market this experience to future passengers. So that's why I'm here. And with sightings like this, it almost feels too easy. This is crazy lucky, like just amazing. I'll show you guys where we're at one more time here. Check this out. So next to the 70-200, another lens that I'm using quite often this morning in this open vehicle is the 16-35 wide angle, and then also the 20mm that I'm filming on right now. But this vehicle is sort of your classic safari style, and you may have noticed at the end of the last video that we weren't actually traveling through Etosha in one of these yesterday, because Etosha is such a big national park that part of our tour is self-driving, right? We've got a local guide who's taking us through Namibia, and part of this itinerary is going through Etosha from one gate to the other, which is quite a long ways. It was probably, I mean, yesterday would have been at least like 75 kilometers. So we did that in the vehicle that we've been cruising through Namibia with, which is pretty good, but not ideal for capturing this marketing content that I've been hired to create. Whereas this one absolutely is. So that wide angle gives me the opportunity to get the shot of the passengers enjoying their experience with the wildlife in the background. Now, this is also very challenging because, you know, a lot of times you have this really bright sun, and inside of the safari vehicle it's very dark, so you have to try and manage your exposure really well, because you can't necessarily bracket when you're shooting wildlife. But still, you get my point. The wide angle was very useful to get some really classic marketing images, and I think we were able to do that for Africa Ventura, especially with these branded hats, which makes life real easy for me when they're sort of on the back and the person is taking a photo of the animal, and I can get both that and the hat in the frame. So very cool. And it's time for us to leave. We're done here in Etosha. So we've had a full day yesterday and then half day this morning, and we got absolutely spoiled for wildlife. So we're gonna head down towards Windhoek and stop in a place called Waterberg, where hopefully we'll be able to see some different and more wildlife and some amazing scenery.